What happens when you get one of the biggest and best guitarists on YouTube and Instagram, and he combines with a pedal company who believe passionately in what they do? You get this, a $400 stomp box. Is it worth it? Hello and welcome to another video with me, Elmo J. Karjalainen, and it's good to have you along. Today I'm taking a look at Mateus Asato's signature overdrive and distortion pedal. It's made by Jackson Audio. It costs 400 euros, which is, it's quite a bit of money, let's just put it like that. What does this thing do that it costs so much? Does it sound mind-bogglingly brilliant? Does it make your coffee for you? That's what we'll find out today. No, it doesn't make your coffee for you, but let me get this hooked up and we'll go through what it does. Okay, so I now have the pedal connected. Here is my guitar. It's a custom mahogany Strat with Seymour Duncan, YJ and Fury pickups, and the Jackson Audio Asabi is on my pedal board. There should be a picture of it as well, so you can see what the controls look like. It has two sides. It has an overdrive and a distortion. So let's start with the overdrive. That's the overdrive. That's now engaged. And the way I have it set up, it sounds like this. So if I turn it off, now that's slightly different. So let's go to the distortion side first. But even before that, I also have a noise gate because I have my Fender Yngwie Malmsteen overdrive here, just as a point of reference for you if you're new to the channel, and that makes this kind of noise, which is why I have the noise gate, because this is the type of sound I regularly use in my guitar playing. So the Jackson Audio, what types of things does it do? Well, like I said, it has an overdrive and a distortion, and here's what the distortion sounds like with everything set halfway. So it has 3-band EQ, volume, presence, and gain. Instantly, there's some noise. So let me use the noise gate. Okay, so you're wondering, overdrive, distortion, or at least I was wondering, overdrive and distortion, there has to be something more to this if it costs 400. And here's one of the things that's different about this. Both sides have different clipping modes. So let's switch through the clipping modes in the distortion and see what the differences are. I forget what they were actually. So what you do is you press the button, hold it, and once it starts flashing, I can't see anything with my shoe on, but it starts flashing, then you can go through the different clipping modes. So now it's orange. Next one, green. I think the green one was slightly more leaning towards a tube screamery type thing. And then the one that I started with. And then it remembers which one you've selected. So if I press the button again and keep it pressed down, you get, it stores which one you were using, which is a nice feature. The thing is that the modes sound different slightly, but not hugely, which is, depending on your perspective, it can be good or it can be bad. But it feels like it's the same pedal all along. but there are differences in how it sounds. This mode, I think it's my favorite. So it has a 3-band EQ and volume and gain. This is what I have now. Good, yes. $400 or sorry, 400 euros. No, not that good. Not yet, anyway. So let's tweak it. Let's see what we can get from this. Okay, so I added a bit of gain, added a bit of presence, a bit of top and middle, and dropped bass a bit. Kept volume where it was. There's something there in the... Let me see what the bass does. So drop bass all the way. Okay, so I brought some bass back and added just a touch of gain and volume and turned up presence all the way to see whereabouts in the spectrum that is. Let me turn off the noise gate to see how much noise it makes. Fair bit. Okay, so here's one of the things I noticed. When I turned it off, it made a noise. Check this. Now, I'm not sure if it's supposed to do that. I'm fairly sure it's not supposed to do that, but is this particular unit broken? I don't know. But that's, I mean, I don't want my pedal to do that. It sounds really good, but that's not a good thing. Okay, so still not 400 euros, even if that's a defect of this particular pedal, I don't know. But let's say it is, and it's not supposed to do that. Well then, why is this worth 400? You have two sides, you get a few clipping options. What's the big deal? Well, one big deal is that you can gain cycle with this. What do I mean? You press both foot switches, and the distortion light dims because it drops down to 25% distortion. Drop presence a bit. So now it's making this amount of noise. Not a lot. And then you press the both again and you get 50%. Again, you get 75. Whoops. That was wrong. And again, you get 100. Now, when I watched the demo of this, the guy doing the demo, some guy from Jackson Audio, was saying you don't have to do that thing anymore where you're on stage and you try with your shoe to control the gain knob. I've done that with my looper pedal, where I try to control the volume of the loop with my looper. I've never done that with my gain knob, but if that's an issue for you, then you don't have to do that anymore. You can just gain cycle. That works on the distortion side. What else is strange about this, or extra about this? On the distortion side, you can open up the pedal and remove the distortion module. So it comes with a high gain modern type thing installed, but you can get any of the Jackson Audio distortion modules and just replace the one that you have for a totally different type of distortion. Now that's a fancy feature. I don't know if the noise is due to that module thing, I have no idea, but I only have the stock module installed here now. So, but then again, you have to pay extra for that module, of course. Then you have the overdrive section. And the overdrive section is my favorite, because this overdrive is really different. Now, I would be willing to pay a bit of money to have this type of thing on my pedal board, but not $400. This thing would have to do everything else basically as well. So it would have to be, for that price, it would have to do more than just this sound, which I would be using. On the distortion side, the stock module that comes with it, it's good, but I'm not crazy about it. There's a ton of gain there, so you can, even with a totally clean amp and you want that high gain thing, this thing does it. The three smaller controls that you can see under the six larger ones, they're the ones for the overdrive section, so you only have volume, tone and gain, but that's fine. When you set tone under halfway or roughly thereabouts, and volume kind of not much above halfway, you can get this type of thing. You can put more drive if you want. I have the noise gate turned off. I really like the sound of this. So what else can you do? Let's turn back everything halfway and go through some of the overdriven sounds. Same thing, you can cycle through different gain types or clipping types. Again, I think this one was my favorite. So let's stick to that, and let's see what it does as a clean boost. So drop gain and add volume. Seems it does more drive this way, or at least breaks up the amp a bit more. Let's drop volume but add gain. Added tone as well. Yeah, let's see how much gain it does on the overdrive side. Why don't we max out tone as well? Playing Yngwie Malmsteen in major keys, yeah. Let's compare it with the Yngwie Malmsteen Overdrive, just for giggles. Yeah, I think it sounds quite nice, but this is definitely my favorite type of thing from this pedal. Yeah, and for 400 you can also control this thing with MIDI, which is handy. Now, will it make your coffee for you? Like I said, no. Is it worth 400? For you it might be, for me it's not. I would, for that price, yeah, the two different sides are very nice to have, but you can get the same type of thing with this. And even more with the Sunset. The Strymon River side is cheaper than the Asabi, but the Strymon River side has a built-in noise gate. Now if you're going to use the distortion side for that high gain type of thing, then you're going to need a noise gate. And a noise gate is an added investment, so in actual fact this is way cheaper than the Jackson Audio, even though this is quite expensive as well. For me, I would only get the Asabi for the overdrive sound with the kind that I ended on there. And for me, that's not worth 400 euros, which would be $450-ish. So the Asabi is definitely not for me, but like I said, it might be for you. And it does do a whole lot, and it does pack a whole lot of gain. But 400? I don't think so. Then again, we are spoiled for choice these days. There's so much gear out there, it's insane. So, That was the Jackson Audio Asabi. If you want to watch more of my gear reviews, there's a playlist here. There's also a playlist to my music. Check that out. Click like if you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification thing. Join me on Patreon. Comment, let me know what you thought. And join me on Patreon. I buy the gear that I review, so you get an honest review. Plus, you get all of my music exclusives that are not available anywhere else. Access to my Guitar Academy. And I mean, you can take that for free if you want to. There's a link in the description. I hope you liked the video. Hope to see you in another one. Take care. Goodbye.